Welcome to Polcha 89. Let's see. It's been a week since we made our New Year's resolutions.
It's been a long week. Very busy week.
I know we talked about last week that we are gonna try to drink less.
We did.
And here we are.
And I told you it's not gonna happen. So that was a promise that was meant to be broken.
We're not saying dry, desert dry.
Like my heart dry.
We're saying like occasionally like showers. It's a little moist, but it's not wet. But we are consciously trying to keep it dry.
Ooh, little splash of that little in the dawn. You go outside.
The desert needs some water.
Exactly. Yeah, we need that. For that matter, we have today.
Sochu.
Our today's drink will be Sochu Yokaichi Kome. What does that mean, Jasper?
It would be so unfair of me to make something up because I would get canceled. I think if anyone out there has a drink around them, feel free to grab one and join us.
Yes.
I think this is something really interesting because most people know Korean soju, most people know Japanese sake, and this is something kind of in between, I guess.
Yeah.
This is, if I had to describe it, it's like Japan's vodka, but they don't have anything as strong as, do they? I don't know anything as strong as vodka in Japan, but this is like their soju. It's stronger than sake.
But it's slightly watered down and distilled. So it's the percentage is not that high as vodka, but still high. It's 25%.
Compared to soju, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Soju is what, 18?
18, 16, in between.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So let's give it a try.
All right.
How would you compare this to soju?
I like this better than soju. Because honestly, soju for me tastes like rubbing alcohol, just to be honest. Like, you had long day, long night of soju with your friends out at a Polcha or a bar, and you go back home drunk. You wake up in the morning with hangover. The first thing you think of is, oh, I smell that rubbing alcohol off my body. That's what it is.
I'll tell you this, I've never made a bad mistake after drinking this.
Yeah.
Never had any regrets.
Are you sure?
I mean,
You make a lot of regrets.
they come to me.
Exactly. And today's anju in Korean, anju is a Korean word. It means, what do you call it? What would you call it? Like snack food, bar food?
Tapas.
Tapas, basically. So it could be any food that you like. You just call it anju as long as you have it with your favorite drink. So this is our anju for today. I take a look. Oh, I hope
Homemade.
it's homemade bosam. Deep boiled
Spoiled
pork belly.
in like some...
Very spices, mainly doenjang, Korean soybean paste, with stir-fried kimchi with pork lard. So today's anju will be bosam. If you guys do have your favorite anju, go grab them right now. If you can't, well, just sip your drinks.
This is a very great combo, especially in like Korean kind of style,
Yeah.
where it's something kind of heavy and fatty, and you pair it with something that's like tangy and citrusy, like kimchi or spicy.
Yeah.
So like that kind of like balance is really nice,
Yep.
especially paired with alcohol.
Then that's why we are here. All right.
Speaking of semi-dry January, even though I'm drinking now, I will say yesterday, Saturday, did have a sip of at night. I didn't have a sip of alcohol.
You had it in the morning?
Well, so on Friday,
No.
I was determined to not drink.
Oh.
I was like, this is a New Year, New Me. Didn't pregame. I went out to a party, and I told everyone I'm not drinking tonight. 1 hour in, this venue, I've been to this venue many times. I don't remember going home from this venue ever.
Oh my God.
So This is the first time I've been to this venue. I'm like, wow, this is what it looks like. And it's kind of confusing, elsewhere. There's like a lot of different secret rooms.
Yeah.
This is the first time I remember, oh, there's a room. That's how you get to the other room. Because before I always just wandered there and I don't know how I got there.
Oh yeah, before you wander around, you like walk into the main area and you get drunk.
Yes.
You get drunk, you get fucked up, and you go everywhere. You push people around. You try to pick a fight with some people. Sorry.
Or am I defending myself?
Maybe you were defending yourself.
But yeah, so then I was like, okay, maybe like controlled drinking and not crazy drinking. So I told myself at midnight, I'll have my first drink.
Ooh.
Because then technically I didn't drink all Friday. So I started drinking at midnight.
You found a loophole like all the politicians do.
But anyway, since I started drinking so late, I didn't go crazy. It was nice. It was controlled. I remember going home. Everything's fine. And then Saturday, I didn't drink at all in the morning, like 12 a.m. But at night, I had a very wholesome night with one of our mutual friends.
Oh.
We had some kava. And you know what we did?
What?
We played Ghost Stop for 2 hours. We like looked on YouTube and just watched how to play. Because we used to both play a lot in college. Back in the days.
I mean,
The wholesome Korean card game night, Ghost Stop.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's like Ghost Stop is like one thing as Korean. I still don't know how to play. And that thing is just too hard. That shit is just too hard.
It's pretty fun.
Oh my God.
But we play with no money and no drinking. So it's like kind of defeats the purpose of gambling because Ghost Stop is a kind of gambling game. But what we did is because he doesn't drink, but he will drink later on because he has gout. So we just calculate the points of every 5 points of the shot. And I lost. I owe him 30 shots.
we only have one friend who has gout, so that has been.
You're not going to say his name.
Sorry, I'll beep that out. I'll edit that out. Oop. Beep. But oh my God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm a horrible gambler, apparently.
See, I love gambling. Only in gambleable places, premises, like Vegas. And at home sometimes. Not.
Oh my god, you can't go back to Korea, Mountain said it. Because Koreans can't gamble outside.
They. Oh, who's Korean? I have other nationalities, even though I gave up their nationalities. But anyways, that's fun. I did not have to try to stay dry. I was dry.
Back to the Ghost Stop, it made me think about like back in the day in the Joseon Dynasty. Ghost Stop was kind of like their entertainment. Not their TikTok, but like it's like how they had fun, right?
Disclaimer.
I know you're not from that dynasty.
No. Ghost Stop did not exist during that time.
Oh, it's after Japanese.
Imperialism.
Well, I don't know the history because I only watched
So you might want to be careful.
I only
to all
watched
the Korean people.
the drama. I don't know what period it was.
So back in the days, their game was, I heard, this is a historical fact, their way of having fun is inviting.
Prostitutes?
No, we don't call it prostitute. Female entertainers.
Oh.
It is true because they never allow. So women were not allowed to be touched or touched with any sexually motivated, driven mindset or actions. They were supposed to be watched. They were supposed to be, enjoyed. CC, no touch. That's the sole purpose. And we call them giseng. It is very different from geisha or other, I would say, female prostitutes.
Geisha was never a prostitute either.
Yes, geisha was never a prostitute. I mean, all those female prostitute, the modern day female prostitute, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you don't wreck the home. But yeah, it was that purpose. So Isn't it fun? You have someone coming over to your place and start to dance and play music and you're just
No, they still
watching.
have that nowadays.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Like I heard, like you can go to, at least in, I think in the New York too. There are some places you can go karaoke and you can just ask people to come be your company.
Oh, I mean, I can name all the bars around here that does that. It's common in the Korean and Chinese culture.
I was thinking about back in the, if we lived back in the day, like what is our, how would we survive that? Like I imagine our source of entertainment is I meet you in the river, by the river. We wash the clothes and we gossip. Did you hear? Did you hear about the king and the bodyguard?
Oh my God.
And you wash the clothes and you like hit the clothes of the wooden thing, and then we just gossip about the royal concubine, the bodyguard that took a day off, but the day he took off, the king was also gone.
Oh my God.
That kind of shit.
That kind of shit.
And then we like the mud from the river, you got a little face mask on. And then the weeds by the river, like, oh my God, this tastes like marijuana. And then we smoke. And that's how we.
Well, we try to put Western and Eastern culture together. What do you mean by weed?
There's no weed in Asia.
I don't think weed ever grew in Korea.
Not that we know of.
Not that we know of, but it's foreign plant.
There's no weed in Korea naturally. But
No.
where is weed from, actually?
Weed is mainly from China and
I don't know if that's true either.
China and South America.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we need to fact check that.
You want to fact check that? You can fact check that because I can tell you the fact to check that. Because, no. So, like, South America is known for the mass weed production and, like,
No, I don't. Okay.
South America.
Oh.
Where do you think all those drugs that are being used in the US coming from? It's all from the South American countries.
Cheers. In the last episode,
What?
I just talked about I've been sipping my shot glasses instead of taking shots.
Why?
We said that last week. And look at us now.
There's no such thing sipping. That is not in my dictionary.
Okay, so weed is not from, there's no natural weed in Korea.
Yeah. Wheat cannot grow in Korea, as far as I know. And this is based on facts. South American countries are known to be the main country that, exports drugs, especially to the US. And a lot of people may know or may not know, but a lot of those drugs comes from China too. So it's from China to South America and from South America to the US. So yeah, it's a whole cycle. So I'm not saying Chinese are in fault,
The biggest drug from China? TikTok.
Oh, yes.
And I'll take it every day.
And we might not be able to post any of this on TikTok anymore.
Yeah. What a shame.
What a shame.
Maybe we have to start playing Ghost Up.
We will. And anyways, wait, so you told me you want to update me on something.
I just did.
Oh, that's the whole thing about? Okay, the whole sipping and go stopping?
Oh no, not me not drinking on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It's a very, wow. I sound like an alcoholic. But I don't drink on the weekday, Monday to Thursdays.
As you should.
What?
Here's the thing. I'm about to tell you something real. Like something that really happened. And when was the last time I lied to you? Never. When was the last time I told you about a story that never happened? Never. But this one is real as fuck. Sorry. This happened last night, or let's just say yesterday morning at 3 a.m. We're not talking about today morning at 3 a.m. Yesterday morning at 3 a.m. Obviously, I was sleeping sound. At 3 a.m., about 2:59, between 2:59 to 3:04 probably. I looked at my phone immediately, but I don't remember exact number, but it was 3 a.m.-ish. Someone, while I was sleeping, someone slapped my face really hard to the point I had to immediately wake up because it was painful. It hurts. And I woke up, and because that person hit, because my face was smashed like this and smacked, my earphone fell off, like bounced off my ears and got off the bed, and then it was on the floor. I think in a split second, I woke up, looked around. I was like, what the fuck was that? Because it could have been a dream. It wasn't, because when I woke up, my face hurt so bad. I was looking for my earphone and I spotted it. It was like far away from my bed. And when I opened my eyes, I saw a figure. It was a person. It was a woman. It was old women. It was like about 60s, 70s years, between 60s to 70s. Let's just say 70 years old. Grandma, a lady. She stared at me, but that was just 0.12 second probably. And immediately when I opened my eyes, I spotted her for about 0.1 or 2 seconds, and she like vanished. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I looked around, there was like nothing, and I was just like, huh? But then here's the thing. I'm gonna talk about this way more often in next episodes, hopefully in the future, but Jasper knows that I see ghosts sometimes and shit happens in my place. So for me at that, my instant reaction was like, I'm too tired to deal with. This already happened to me before. Not as dramatic as this one, but I'm just gonna go back to sleep. I'm not gonna react to it, because if I react to it, it's just gonna amplify the situation. It's gonna get worse. So I went back to sleep. I woke up in the morning. I was like, damn, I don't like what I just experienced at 3 a.m. today in the morning. And in my head, this could be me speaking to myself. It could be God. It could be anyone, any entities out there. Please tell me. Because this happened to me so often, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go to sleep. And then I woke up in the morning feeling so awful by what have happened in the morning or a few hours before. I felt like something weird's going to happen to me that day. Yesterday, basically. It's like either universe trying to tell me something, either God tell me something, either, I don't know, the mother nature trying to tell me something. I don't know what that is, but I was just like not having it. My day felt like it started off, it just had a kickstart of like in a really bad way. So I knew something's gonna happen, but I don't wanna, I don't wanna jinx myself. Yeah, I don't wanna embody the negativity. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just live my day. First thing, I rarely ever get to go to my work late. I'm rarely ever late. I always go to work or any type of meeting anywhere 10 minutes before. That's the rule for myself. I got off I got out of my I got out of my place at around 2. I should have been at Main Street Flushing Station by 2:15. Bus ride takes about 10 to 15 minutes max. It did not let me get off the bus like by 2 until 2:30 because it got just stuck in the middle of the traffic, which was already annoying. And I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta rush to the train station. Between the train, like transitioning from one train to the other train, I probably have to run instead of walking as usual, which is fine. I can still manage it. I got on the train at 2:30. The train did not move, did not depart for one fucking whole hour. Imagine I got on the train when it was like nearly empty. In 1 hour, I have Latino men in front of me, Japanese couple with a baby in front next to me, Chinese mom and daughter in front of me. Everyone was like, it was fully packed, jam packed, to the point it was like so suffocating. I started to have headache. I'm not claustrophobic, but I was getting there. It was fully packed because imagine your train is being filled by people for 1 whole hour waiting for that train to leave. Did not leave for 1 whole hour, so I had to call my coworkers. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be late. Got there on time, and I was working. Work was fine.
You got there on time?
No, I couldn't get there on time. I was like trying to be there, but I was already like an hour late, which annoyed me the entire day. That kind of thing bothers me. That's just who I am. It just bothers me. And if one thing bothers you, feels like your day is just ruined. And that's just me. I let negativity sometimes manifest my life, which is whatever, okay. But anyways, the work was fine. Got off work slightly earlier than usual. Head to train station again, taking Long Island Railroad back home. And Long Island Railroad is known to be always on time or nearly like to the perfect level being on time with their schedule compared to MTA, the regular subways. My train was at 10:28. Departs at 10:28, Port Washington bound, drop me off in Murray Hill. There you go. I can be home in 20 minutes. I was waiting in Penn Station for the gate number to be announced. It was announced. Immediately, I ran to the platform, waited there for 20 minutes for the train door to open. The train was there. It did not open for 20 minutes. And I don't know but if you go to the platform area, the train area, it's cold because the cold air from outside comes through the tunnel and fills up the entire station, the platform. So it was cold, waiting for 20 minutes for Long Island Railroad for the door to open. It was filled with people trying to get home from Manhattan, right, to Queens, including it was Saturday night. So you can imagine drunk people, all the girls and the guys dressed up, already halfway drunk or tipsy, talking so loud. There's people trying to get home from overtime working on the weekends. All sorts of different type of people waiting for a door to open. It finally opened, waited another 10 to 15 minutes to leave. So basically I left around 11:10. My train was supposed to depart at 10:28. It departed at 11:10. For Long Island Railroad, like 40 minutes late, that's pretty bad because that doesn't happen that often, probably once a year or never, because I never had that experience in my life. I came back home, I was like, I don't know who that motherfucking grandma is, but that was something. It was a bad luck.
So the bad luck was all about time and tardiness related.
Oh, yes. I hate that.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all.
Well,
Yeah.
what can I say? It bothered me so much. I felt like something was there. And also, here's the thing. I don't know why, but I think my place is truly haunted.
By the grandma nature?
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
That's not because it's haunted. That's your dexterity.
Sorry. I think my place is haunted. That's all I can say. It's scary as fuck. I mean, do you believe in spirituality? I mean, not spirituality as a religion, but
I am spiritual, but I don't believe in any one God. Or multiple gods.
do you believe in ghosts?
I think I do. Yeah, I do.
Do you have any scary story to tell? To share?
I thought so. I read, meaning not read, but heard on TikTok that there's 3 different types of people. People who cannot see ghosts and ghosts cannot see them. People who can see ghosts, but ghosts cannot see them. And then people who can see ghosts and ghosts can see them. I think I don't know what I'm actually. I don't see ghosts actually at all. But I feel like I'm very like sensitive to like supernatural entities.
Oh, so you are.
I think I don't see anything, but I feel like, oh, something's off here. It feels dark. It feels wet.
I
It
knew it.
feels like not good there. So in college, where we, don't make the greatest life decisions, me and 14 of my college friends,
I thought you were about to say 14 years old boy.
14 of my college friends, we went to Lake Tahoe, which is like a in Nevada.
Of course. I love.
Everyone in California goes to Lake Tahoe to go skiing or snowboarding.
Yes.
Then we went
Tahoe.
we rented a bunch of 3 cars to all drive together. But like our college friends was like, we don't need a 4-wheel drive. We just need a vehicle. We almost died. We drove up the mountain towards our cabin. Blizzard.
Oh my god.
Like snowstorm.
Damn.
Our van.
Wait, is it like one shot, all kill type of van? Like it fits a lot of people in there?
No, so we had one car was like not a Beetle, but like a small car, like a Fiat, like those small cars.
Oh damn.
Like those kind of cars is not made for mountains. But we drove it because it drives people.
Yeah, that's like a
One car was an actual SUV.
that's for a golf cart.
Yeah. And then the other car was those like a Sienna,
Yeah,
Like-
family car.
like soccer mom car.
Yeah.
And I was in a car in that van. We only had 3 people. The rest of the space of the van, we put everyone's snowboards and skis and rental equipment in there. And then everyone else rode in their cars. When we're driving up the blizzard, the van was literally, we lost control of the van. And my friend, the driver, is like, hey, brace yourselves. And the van was sliding diagonally into the mountain. You cannot drive diagonally.
Yeah, you
Van was really
can.
sliding diagonally, and we almost hit the mountain. And then we found this like kind of driveway into somebody else's house. So all 3 of our cars kind of like found our way into that driveway, and we stopped. And we just couldn't drive anymore. It was too dangerous. We called 911 actually.
Hold on. We gotta start. Oh, it's still rolling. Sorry.
We called 911, and the 911 guy was like, "We can't help you because the storm is too strong that they can't even get to us."
Oh lord.
So
Damn.
all 3 cars, 14 of us,
Damn.
were just kind of sleeping in the car trapped. But we told each other we're all gonna take turns standing outside with a partner to wave down any help that we can get, because we don't have chains on our tires either. Another bad decision, but so we took turns like every couple hours. We had a couple go out and just wait by the side of the road to see if we can catch anybody to help us, if they have chains, whatever. So when it was me and my friend's turn, we went out and we like it was just snowing. There's nobody there. But down the mountain, I would say like a quarter of a mile, half a mile down the mountain, we saw 3 people holding their snowboard above their head, but they weren't like dancing. So they were holding the snowboard above their head, and they went like up and down, chant like those
Shit,
like
I'm getting chill.
like they're like summoning something, but they're just holding their snowboard above their head, raising it up and down, and then like kind of just bending their knees, like kind of in unison. 3 people doing that. And then me and my friend were like, oh my God, there's people down there. Let's go ask them for help.
Oh my god.
So we walked down the mountain, and it's like a 30-minute walk. It's not short. But we knew exactly where they were because we recognized this tree there. When we got there, there's nobody there. And then we're like, oh, maybe they left. But the thing is, it's snowing. There are no footprints at all there. And then I thought I was going crazy. So I asked my friend, and he was like, yeah, I saw them too. We both saw them. So we went down. So that's why we went down, and there's nobody there. And we're like, okay, we have to go back up. Don't talk about this again. This never happened. But that's it. One time where I'm like,
Oh my
I saw
god.
something. Because it's such a weird behavior to do in the middle of a storm.
Yeah, no one would do that.
Oh my God, there's help.
It's like a ritual
Because
thing.
they were human figures, and we saw a snowboard above their head. just kind of like dancing up and down.
Okay, so I think it's fair take for me to ask you a question, a follow-up question on that. When you and your friend went towards them, did you keep staring at them, facing them?
We didn't face them the whole time because there's a storm, right? Like we're trying not to get our eyes
Okay.
stabbed by the snow. We're looking on the floor.
Yeah,
We're
try to
like
pave your
trip-
way
trip
there.
anywhere. Like we're just trying to get down.
Oh my
And then like
God.
when we were close enough, like obviously we didn't see anybody, but we thought, oh, maybe they're close by. Maybe there's a house nearby where they live.
Right.
Nothing.
Oh my God, I'm getting chills. Oh.
But that's the only time where I'm like, oh, I really saw something. I've done sleep paralysis a lot though.
Sleep paralysis is something to talk about. I get that pretty often. And it always has to do with some figure.
Grandma nature,
The grandma nature or
Ajuma nature.
hot daddy nature. Sorry.
You only see a figure, you never see their face.
I never see their face. It's a figure, but it's so dark though.
So how do you know they're hot?
I just assume,
That's called manifestation.
you know, if it's hot, it will be better. 2 in 1. You come to me at night with a mean.
If they're gonna visit me, I need to be hot.
Yeah, be hot. You visited my dream, my place, my sacred area, while I'm in the most vulnerable state, sleep. You're gonna knock me and wake me up. Better be hot.
At least let my eyes be satisfied.
Exactly. I want that shit. Give me that shit. I know I'm not gonna be able to touch it, but give me that shit because I'm paralyzed. But you know what? Sleep paralysis is a thing. I know there's so many people who has never experienced it, but once you experience it, and for those people who did, it's a hell of a moment. You don't want to even recall that specific time when that happened. It's just like horrible because like it happens to me so often to the point I think at one point you probably know this, but I used to participate in a horror storytelling YouTube channel. He's pretty big now in Korea. He got over 1 million over 1 million subscribers in Korea. He came out in a lot of like variety shows too. But I used to be one of those like very early subscriber or follower of his channel, and then he wanted me to share my stories, and I did. And from the first episode, like first story I told in the video to all the viewers and subscribers of his, like I became a big star pretty much. It was a big deal. It may not seem like it, but it was a pretty big deal for his channel back then because like immediately my video, specifically a video that I participated in, got the highest views, and he wanted me to participate every week. So it became a weekly thing. And after a while, after participating his channel every week, one thing I realized is that I would constantly have or experience sleep paralysis almost every week.
The more you talk about the supernatural, it's an invitation for them to visit you.
Exactly.
The more you talk about them, the more they'll come to you.
The scariest thing is, and this is this is one of the scariest thing I've ever experienced. Not scary as of, oh, that's scary. Oh, I saw a ghost. It's not like scary like a fear. It's more like, oh, damn, this thing is real. Like the eerie feeling was real. That one incident, I don't know if you remember telling you that one time one of those days, I participated in the video and it was live that day. We did a live video call, like Zoom call, of me showing my entire apartment, this place where we're sitting right now, and all the viewers in Korea who's on live, like watching his channel, can actually see my place, like live streaming, showing every single bits, nooks and crannies of my place. And I was going around introducing my place, and then on the other side, we have Shaman also joining our live streaming, telling me based on what she sees, like she can tell me like, oh, I see this, there's this entity here, I see that ghost over here in this and there. She was basically analyzing my place, and she saw one little girl in that corner over there, and one really tall ghost with a black gown, more like Grimson, I would say, or Grim. What do you call that? Grim Reaper. So I don't know why I call it Grimson, but Grim Reaper type of visual. The figure, the long black robe, standing in the corner over there. There's one on the staircase over there to the second floor. On the second floor, there's this weird, like, animal. It was like a figure of a snake, right? Cobra that was standing on the corner of the room. And not only that, it embodies the entire room as if the entire room was that ghost, right? Just hissing and waiting for someone to come upstairs and to bother them or him or her. I don't know. I don't have any pronouns for that, but it was just like living on the second floor of my apartment. And I remember I was like, oh, wow, thanks. That's kind of creepy. And then after the video's done, the live streaming was done, I hung up. I felt uneasy. I felt kind of scared. And that little sense of fear struck me. So I was like, I'm just going to call my mom. I called my mom. I told my mom, hey, this and this happened. I want you to pray for me. She did. She prayed for about a minute. And after the prayer, the first thing she told me is like, I saw a vision. There was like a snake looking like thing upstairs in the second floor, watching you and hissing at you. And trust me, my mom, she does not know this shaman. She has never met this shaman and talked to her. And even, not even that, my mom is a missionary. She's a Christian missionary. Shaman is not a Christian. They would not have any type of sort of like friendship or relationship unless they've known each other ever since they're baby. Two different, very different profession that would never collide. They saw the same thing. Yeah. And I was like, shit. I felt so uneasy, but you know what? I'm fine.
It's kind of crazy how like the prayers work over the phone.
Yeah.
Because it's just words. Like in a way, could you just play a recording of a prayer, and would that work?
I think that will work too.
I was watching this YouTube video of a shaman, and he was like, "Yeah, I can read your like future and your entity just from the phone call." I always thought you need to be there in person. It's interesting.
So this is my understanding of how that works, is that in the spiritual world, the spiritual realm, it cannot be calculated, it cannot be understood, it cannot be analyzed the way how we see the objective world, secular world, right? So you may think, oh, does spirituality pass through like the phone and work its way out on the other side on the other end? Yes, it does. Because we may not think, because when you're on the phone, you cannot smell what, of the food that person's eating on the other side of the phone, right? Oh, I'm eating like pho right now. Can you smell it? We're not living in a 5D world, right? But in the spiritual world, it does. Because every word spoken, every realm we live and we exist, the whole realm and whole world exists within one united world, spiritual world. So anything could happen. That's why shaman can analyze and see things that's in my house, in my apartment through phone that I was holding onto and showing around. And my mom also could feel it. My mom was like, "Oh, wow, you never told me about this while this thing is going on in your place." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know. Sorry." But you know what? Here's the thing. Another funny part, funny, or I don't know if it's funny or scary, but the thing is, I live in the first floor. My roommate used to live on the second floor. We first moved in. That's how we said. I told him, "Hey, I'll just live in the first floor. You like the second floor better, so go ahead, take it." In less than a year after he started to live upstairs, he had root canal problem, tumor on his cheek on this side. It got so big that I could not even recognize half of his face. And this happened during pandemic in the middle of nowhere where you should probably not travel. You're probably the only person or second person out of everyone who's flying. He had to go back to Korea to get us immediate emergencies, urgent surgery. He never came back. And he told me I never had ever in my life had a problem with my tooth or imagined to have a tumor. And that all happened on the second floor. And before even I brought this story up to any of my friends, a lot of my friends actually told me that whenever they go to the second floor, it feels eerie. They feel spiritually unsettled. And this is coming from those people not necessarily sensitive, spiritually sensitive, those people who's not sensitive.
I think every human has some sort of sixth sense, right?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think you do.
yeah, everybody has some sort of feeling. They just don't know how to digest it. Would you rather be a ghost who lives on Earth, but you have all your memories, or be reborn as somebody completely new in the new generation?
Completely new generation. Because I believe in past is a past, future is a future, and present is present. I would rather live a whole new life with a new memory than holding on to the previous memory, whether that's good or bad. There's always joy to the new things.
But it's not new to you because it's a new body and new brain.
That is true.
So
yeah.
it's just life.
Yeah, life. What's good about holding on to things from past? Even if it's good, it's all memory.
I think so. I am the opposite. I would rather be a ghost that can live and see everything. But it's not about remembering the past, but it's about appreciating the future. Right? You cannot appreciate the future if you don't know the past. Right?
That's deep.
You cannot like enjoy, wow, this is so cool that this is happening if you didn't go through the things in the past. The people that are born there, right? Obviously, yeah, this is great, whatever. But like, if you've lived through the past, then you're like, this is amazing. Like, for me, I really want to see where humanity goes, where technology goes, where nature goes, right?
That
You
is
cannot
true.
appreciate it if you're just born into that privilege, right?
True.
That's how I see it.
I see your point, and I agree to a certain extent. I mean, ooh, suddenly this got deep.
You do?
Just like my heart. But, okay, so besides that story that you just experienced with your friends while trying to go to Lake Tahoe,
Oh, wait, actually, I have another ghost.
that's what I was waiting for.
Funny enough, the ski story, the friend that was with me is a Japanese guy. And then the news story now is also another Japanese guy. Japan love the ghosts.
Islanders.
My friend, he was graduating. So for his graduation trip, we all went to Vegas, had a great time, came back to the apartment, at that time I was staying. His roommate is also one of my best friends, so I was staying with them at their apartment. And there was one night where what happened? It was he came to me because I was sleeping on like the couch, and he came to me and he was like, "Oh my god, hold on, let me remember the story." So my friend, what I remember was I was sleeping on the couch, and then he came onto the because he has his own bedroom. He came to the couch and he just slept next to me, and I was like, "That's weird. Like, why are you sleeping here? You have your own room." But I was too sleepy to figure it out, and then whatever. And then he was like, I think like grab my hand. He's let's go to my bedroom." And I was like, "No, I want to sleep here, whatever." And he went to his bedroom. And then the next morning, I found out that my best friend, which is his roommate, she saw him like sleepwalk outside, like walking out of his room, go to me, which is what I remember, try to drag me into the room, and I was like, I didn't. So he went back into his room and he slept. And then my friend was like, "Oh, this is weird." So she went in to check on him, and he was on the bed, and she saw somebody like on the floor, not on the bed, but on the floor next to him. So she was like, "Oh, that must be his girlfriend," because he had a girlfriend at that time. And she was like, "Okay, whatever." And then she shut the door and then left. And the next morning, she told us that she saw a headless ghost. So so basically he couldn't sleep, and there's a headless ghost in front of him, choosing his body down. And then it dragged him out. So that's why he came out. And that's why he came next to me and he was trying to get my help. And that's why he was like trying to drag me up. And then obviously I didn't move. And then he went back into his room and went to bed and like couldn't sleep because he was being like choked by this headless ghost. And when my best friend came in to check in on that guy, and the body that she saw on the floor that she thought was his girlfriend was the headless ghost. So he said, because he was awake, he said when he was choking him, the ghost was choking him, when the door opened, he kept his hands on his neck but ducked his body next to the bed. So they couldn't see that there was a body in front of him that was next to him, and that's the body that my friend saw. And then when my friend left, it came back up and kept choking.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then that's what happened. And the crazy thing is, he said he saw the same exact ghost right before he left from Japan to San Francisco. And then this is before when he was leaving San Francisco, going back to Japan, exact same ghost. And we're like, you definitely caught some ghosts in Vegas when we went. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway, now he's happily married with 2 kids and he's having a great time in Thailand. Also a very ghost-filled place.
Thailand?
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen ghosts in Thailand.
Have you been to Thailand?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm from Southeast Asia. I've been to Bangkok. I've been to Taiwan. But I'll stayed there only for 1 day.
Yeah, that's not enough for a ghost to like recognize you.
True. But I believe I know how to see ghosts and I have ability to do so. It's not, oh, I'm gifted. No. It's not by my choice. I was just like, it was just like that. Ever since I was young, I had this ability to see. And as I get older, then I realize it's not like I can control things. I'm like, oh, I don't want to see it, then I don't see it. Whenever I want to see, I can just turn the switch on and I can see. It's more like it wears off. So I don't see it as often as before, but I still can see. And quite frankly, for me, the scariest ghosts I've ever seen in my life is usually are from islands, island country, or peninsula like Korea, Japan,
Well, I
Indonesia.
know ghosts love damp areas, right?
They say,
So maybe because islands have a lot of damp.
yeah, yeah, that could be true.
Never heard of a ghost at Utah.
You don't know. Honestly, though,
They don't know.
have you been okay? Have you watched Conjuring or Conjuring? So Conjuring, but you've heard the movie, yeah? Conjuring universe, it's is basically this compilation of so big movies made, produced, or directed by James Wan, based on true stories. That is also based on Ed and Lorraine Warren, demonologists, lived back in like 1950s or I think 40s. They were one of the most known demonologists on earth actually. And all those cases has been, not all, but like few of those cases have been revealed through the movie that was directed by James Wan, and they are called Conjuring. And if you look into those cases, and not just the movie, but just the cases is available on online. It's crazy how all these haunted, possessed cases in the US itself, it's already scary enough. Have you heard Amityville? Yes, that's Long Island. Here's the thing. I don't know if this is scary enough for you, but for me, it was. Because this one time, I had to get off. So like I was going back from work to home, and I need to get on the Port Washington bound Long Island Railroad train, the red line. Starts from Penn Station, gets off in Murray Hill, done. And I remember sometimes your train doesn't like you still have half an hour or 1 hour wait for until your train to arrive and depart. So I find a way to get off at a station that's closer to my place and take a cab back home. So I took not the Port Washington bound that stops at the stop that's near my home, but I took the one that goes to Jamaica. So I can get off at Jamaica, and like back then there's no Uber, so I can just get yellow cab because that's next to JFK. There's a lot of yellow cab there. Take yellow cab back home. That's the only way to get home safe in the middle of 2 a.m. at night. It was my mistake because I was so tired, I was so drunk, I overslept, so I did not get off at Jamaica station, but I get off the train just passed by that station, keep going till the end. It was like I don't remember, it was like Port Jefferson or something, somewhere in Long Island, which passes by Amityville area. Station is called literally Amityville Station. And that night, I woke up, and this happened to me quite often. When I'm drunk and tired, I just like sleep through the entire ride, and get off at the end of the station or two station before the last station. So I'm just like sleeping through, and I got off and opened my eyes, and I was like, wait, oh shit, I missed my stop. I need to get off right now and find a way back home. Hoping that I just missed one stop. No, it wasn't. It was like all the way to Amityville, which just want to let you know, if you live in Long Island, there's no such thing as cab or Uber. Rarely ever you find one. Rarely. So I got off this train station at like, I don't even remember exactly, maybe 2 a.m., I don't know, 4 a.m. This is a long time ago, like 10 years and over ago. I got off, And it was one of those nights where it was so foggy. I got off that train station. No one is taking train at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. Who's out there? No one. The entire station was so dark with just like few lights here and there. Those typical generic yellow lights, orange lights on the station and platforms. And I'm just by myself and I'm looking around. Shit, where is this? And I saw a board, a sign that says Amityville.
Literally a historical horror movie.
Yeah. I was so shocked. This is a time when Uber did not exist. This is a time when your phone was not that what you might call
Convenient.
technologically advanced and convenient enough for you to like rely 100% on it. It's more like text each other and that's it. So we didn't have such thing as called apps back then. I was like, who should I call to get me out of this place?
911.
Exactly. So I got off the station, super freaking dark, and I realized there was a, police car, and I knock on the door. Sir, I need a help. It's like, the first thing he said, what are you doing out here at this time? Yeah, I overslept and I got off the wrong station. I should have got off at Jamaica. Yeah, you're in Amityville. You know how dangerous this place is. And I was like, I don't know that, but thanks for letting me know. You're in the car. I'm out on the street. You don't want to say that. I was just like, my heart was beating. It was crazy. What they meant by dangerous is meaning like anywhere in the world, doesn't matter how safe it is, at 2 a.m., between 2 a.m. 4 a.m. at night on the street, dark, anywhere could be dangerous. That's what he meant. But I didn't know. Okay, so back then, I didn't know what Amityville is about, right? The whole system until Conjuring came out. And then after I watched Conjuring, I was like, oh shit, yeah, Amityville shit was real. That entire area is so dark and eerie. I still remember the entire night. So what happened is I waited for the next train, Manhattan bound one to come. That was like 40-minute or 1 hour wait. I wait with the police officers. And then like they escorted me, so I got home safe anyways. But all that side story aside, I walked around that area a little bit just to see what's around the area. It was scary as fuck. So it's not the island country thing. I feel like it's
Where
more
was it?
Long Island. US has one of the most gruesome, scariest stories ever.
More than Asia?
Yeah. I wouldn't say more, but more like equivalent. Similarly. It is.
So just standard scary.
Asia is fucking scary.
Yeah.
And US is definitely one of the top ones too.
Are there no ghosts in UK?
UK, who cares about that? They only eat fish and chips. We got cornbread here. Sorry, I did not.
Cutting that out.
Why? I love some good cornbread.
I imagine like UK ghosts is like Victorian dresses.
Ooh, I love it.
Mozart?
Mozart is not from UK.
Where's he from?
Austria.
Beethoven?
Austria.
Chopin?
French.
Rachmaninoff?
Russia.
Bach?
German. Elton John. Bitch, those are from the Europe. All the classic.
There's no classical music artists from the UK.
In the modern history, yes, but not that time. All this big name Beethoven, Mozart, Czerny, they're all from Europe.
Well, that's enough scary stories for January.
We'll come back for more during Halloween. You can kind of tell that we're a little bit tipsy.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
famous last words. Cheers. Cheers. I'll be